Hi everyone, it's Alisha here. Just put out a new article titled Twin Souls Evolution 3D to 5D Earth New Civilization of Human Relationships. So I decided once again to record this article if it's easier for you to listen to than to read. So here we go. Over recent years, the term twin flame or twin soul is becoming more commonly known as people go through their own personal awakening and ascension journey, which has been activated by another person who they share a very deep soul connection with. This point sends them on a quest to find out what this is, why it feels so different to anything else that they've ever experienced before. So they start to look online and find information about twin flames. And there is a sense of relief, context for what they are experiencing, and that they're not completely insane. There are others out there going through similar experiences. This is great because it sets a sense of normalizing to what most people don't understand with this type of connection, and they think that they've just lost their mind living in a fantasy world. Well, that fantasy world is the 5D connection or higher self connection that you hold with another person. This is when it can be challenging and confusing because there's so much information out there which people share based on their own experience and perception. And a sense of normalizing then becomes distorted. As human beings, we're very conditioned to put things into boxes and say, well, it fits, so it must be this way. I too have been guilty of this many times actually on my path. It's really a process of going through using the pieces of information that helps so that we can adjust our own sense of knowing and trusting on our own soul's journey. The most beautiful part of this journey is connecting with other soul family walking this journey and shared experiences to help us understand our own journey better, because we all hold pieces of this massive puzzle. What I've learned through my own journey and walking clients through this path is it's certainly not a one-size-fits-all type of journey, and you certainly can't place it into boxes. The further along the journey, the more you look back and you start to see things with much more clarity, connecting the dots from your own life path, and also further your own consciousness expands, you start to see things from a bigger perspective too. I'm the type of person who likes to see and get a sense of the bigger picture, how it works and how it all interlinks, and how the information can benefit everyone. So the purpose of writing this article or reading this article is to describe how I view a bigger perspective of the twin journey through my own experiences and what I've learned through openly viewing the many clients I've worked with to get this bird's eye view perspective. Not only that, but also the connection that I have with my higher self and the team that I work with, and the insights and downloads that have come through over many years. So I'm incredibly grateful that I wasn't sharing information prior to this point, because I realized how outdated and distorted my own information would have been while I was going through my own various stages of awakening and consciousness level. And with saying that, know that this is the tip of the iceberg to how it will continue to evolve. Things continue to expand daily. And one day too, this article will be outdated. But until then, I feel excited to share what I've learned so far from a bigger perspective. Once again, keeping an open mind while you read or hear these words. We all have our own inner truth, and I always encourage people to trust what is true for them. Allow your own inner compass to guide you. If it resonates, amazing, and I'm so pleased that I could have been of service to you. And if it doesn't, that's great too, and it's great that you've trusted your own instincts. So let's begin. As Earth is going through a process of evolution from 3D into 5D. This affects the relationships that we have with so many people. And not only that, connecting with twins at this time. 3D paradigm relationships are based on more of a physical perspective. We seek partners based on things like compatibility of likes and dislikes, physical attraction, occupation, social status. It's a very logical process of, well, he makes a decent living and can provide a good life, or we just have so much in common, or it just works and we are comfortable. The standard archetype of what we've known: boy meets girl, fall in love, we work hard at our 9-to-5 jobs, we build a life, we have 2.5 kids, and we live in a house with a white picket fence. And obviously this is just a stereotype, but I think you get my point. A 5D society is very different. Everything works more in harmony from an energetic perspective. Therefore, relationships are compatible based on energy or frequency match and a heart level connection. It's the total opposite to anything logical. It's energetic, it's magnetic, and when balanced and harmonized, it's nothing short of magical. So what we are witnessing now on a global level as part of this planetary shift is that people who were very happy in the most compatible 3D relationships are feeling their souls calling for something greater. The relationships that were built from a 3D construct are seemingly falling apart. Intimacy is non-existent. The connection that was once strong is no longer there. And through the process, feeling a sense of detachment, as though two people are occupying a house like roommates or almost complete strangers. Then one or both parties starts to question, seeking, truly asking themselves, what is life meant to be? Is this what life is meant to be? And this obviously is one very common scenario out of a million possibilities. Now keep in mind, there is also another scenario that two people can move through this transition together and transform their relationship from a 3D to a 5D connection. I've also seen that happen too many times. Yet it does require time apart, and in some cases, lots of solo time and inner contemplation and soul seeking. But I think that's a whole other topic and article. So I'm just going to focus on the ending of a 3D relationship and finding the 5D connection, just for now. What happens is the process of moving out of one relationship and calling in a compatible match, a 5D relationship, a twin soul connection. This encounter is very much fated connection, as it's already been assigned before birth, before we take incarnation into this lifetime. The connection is intense, irrational, emotional, and has nothing logic about it. And that's all by the grand design of it. In more cases than not, from what I've seen, these connections are compatible from an energy perspective, in the same way it was on ancient civilizations such as Lemuria and Atlantis, which were civilizations on a higher dimensional existence. And for people who identify as starseeds, aka connection to have living and having incarnations on other planets such as Arcturus, Pleiades, Andromeda, Sirius, and the list goes on and on. This too is part of 5D society and energy connection. So let's have a look at how civilizations work and function from a 5D perspective. Everything is about energy, frequency, balance, harmony, working together with the community in ways that serve everyone. Relationships are formed from an energy compatibility where they can use that combined energy in service to work from a soul perspective to enhance their communities and civilizations as a whole. Keeping this in mind, This is a very important aspect when it comes to twin soul connections. It's a purpose from a soul and energy perspective to work together in harmony on a shared soul mission that could only be possible working in unison. Also, other pairs will join together, and the amplification of multiple twin pairs creates an even more powerful energy to use that co-created consciousness to create a larger soul mission. So what we're in the progress of right now on planet Earth, as we individually and collectively moving from the 3D paradigm of relationships into a 5D civilization, and this has been possible by a massive number of these twin pairs, starseeds and lightworkers who've chosen to incarnate in Earth during this time and play their role in this planetary shift. First in a consciousness, and then follows the energy to match it, to create a dimensional shift. This is very much part of an inevitable evolutionary cycle which occurs every 26,000 years, give or take a few. However, we are very privileged and at the same time very important part of this process. As more energy comes into the planet, the Earth is swiftly vibrating higher and higher, and this is affecting twin connections through their own individual ascension process so that they can match Earth's frequencies and also act as conductors of energy to anchor and spread these high frequencies of light across the globe. As this process amplifies to its tipping point, it creates a grid or web of light which interacts with Earth's electromagnetic field. So if you imagine, if you will, the idea of that intense love which you can generate sometimes spontaneously from your heart center as you think about your twin soul, if you've already made this type of connection. Or if not, just think of the great love that you have about someone or something, and feel that sense of deep love and how that energy completely encompasses your heart, mind, and energy body. It is so powerful and can impact people for thousands of miles that it creates a pulse-like energy and impacts the collective consciousness. So think about over the past few years, as many people going through the twin soul dance of separation and back together, in love, in hate, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. All at the same time, what this is doing to the collective energy field, it's going through its own purging and higher energy balance each time, raising the frequency on the planet through each part of the process. Higher and higher we go. It's like expanding and contracting, ongoing cycle until it pushes through the higher octave and balances out. Similar to a woman giving birth, our Earth is birthing herself and a whole new reality in this process. So now imagine if every twin pair on the planet spontaneously went into this crazy love bubble experience at the same time around the planet. Imagine what that could do to impact the energy field around Earth. That impact would be paramount to this process and potential to activate the entire collective field to a higher state of unconditional love for each other and raise the whole frequency of Earth in an instant. Talk about the event. That would be the biggest event this galaxy has ever seen. As it's pretty clear that we're moving swiftly towards this incredible tipping point, this perspective is, of course, just one aspect of how twin pairs are contributing towards this planetary shift. It has been my insight for many years that twin pairs haven't been able to come into full physical union, or if they are already in physical union, complete energy harmonization yet, because of the energy on Earth isn't fully ready to hold space for these powerhouse couples to stand in full harmonized energy embodiment. That everything that we've been working towards in preparation has been like training wheels so that we could go through our own awakening and empowerment journey, learning more about who we are on a soul level and what we're here to do, so that we could build up to this point and go through this transition of 3D energy embodiment to 5D energy embodiment. And at the most perfect moment of that galactic pulse of energy, it will activate us all to the levels which were unobtainable before. As the energy on the planet raises, whether it's in an instant tipping point or a more incremental step-by-step, one thing for sure is that the very high energies which have been hitting the planet since March are only increasing, and it's only a matter of time where this planet will be perfect energy environment for 5D harmonized relationships. And more excitingly, the high frequency children who are coming through to create a whole new civilization. The main part of my work is to understand and also experience how this planetary ascension is transforming the way the new generation of children are coming into the world. The evolution of a 3D conception and pregnancy, and how it's transforming into 5D ways, which is more based through the twin dynamic and highly energetic spiritual process. I will be sharing much more about this very exciting topic. But until then, if this topic interests you, you can read some of my older blogs at birthinganewworld.wordpress.com. I will add the links below, information about that blog of some of my older work, and also the links to my website if you feel that you want to contact me, if you feel that my work resonates with you and you're interested in any of the services that I provide. I'll add links in the bottom. And until next time, I'm sending you lots of love, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.